Jingyan. We haven't spoken in years. I never knew you were so eloquent. I'm eager to see if Concert Jing is just as capable. I want to know if she can talk her way out of trouble. If she too has a silver tongue.
I want you to do something for me. Don't let anyone know.
Please tell me, Your Majesty, and I'll arrange it right away.
Make a memorial for Consort Chen. Worship her. For me.
Your Majesty.
What is it with you, woman? There's no end to the problems with you. What's going on here?
Your Majesty. Despite my best efforts, I am unable to keep the inner palace free of sin and wickedness. Only recently have I discovered Consort Jing's treacherous act of creating a memorial for the guilty Lin Yuyao. I am indeed incompetent. Forgive me, Your Majesty.
What did she tell you?
She knows that she is guilty. She hasn't said anything in her defense since her apprehension.
So this is the place where she placed the memorial for Lin?
The tablet and the incense were there. Evidence that she worshipped her in secret.
Since she did so in secret, no one should even know about it. So how did you find out while you were in Zhenyang Palace?
It was her handmaiden. She couldn't stand for her treacherous conduct, so she came to Zhenyang Palace.
Oh. Which handmaiden? Ah! Reporting one's master is high treason. I will not allow it in my palace. Guards! Drag her out and lash her!
As you wish.
Your Highness! Your Highness, please! Your Highness! Your Highness! Your Highness!
No, wait! Your Majesty, this servant belongs to Zhiluo Palace. Please allow me to administer the punishment myself. I am responsible.
You can't afford to be soft-hearted against traitors,
I understand, Your Majesty. I thank you.
Your Majesty, you have entrusted me with overseeing the inner palace. Thus it is my duty to strictly enforce the law. Consort Jing's crime is undeniable. Therefore, I cannot allow her to go unpunished. If Your Majesty has rules regarding consorts, it would be proper to issue a decree first. Otherwise, I will enact the laws of the inner palace.
A decree, you say? A matter as small as this, needing an order? Do you wish the realm to think my inner palace is in turmoil? Is this your twisted idea of pledging your service to me? Peace within the inner palace is the top priority. Do I make myself clear?
Your Majesty may think it is small, but I wouldn't dare to treat it as such. Consort Jing making a memorial to a criminal is a mockery towards Your Majesty. Please take care in considering her intentions. I was frightened. This is a serious matter.
What? Consort Jing, do you admit to this crime?
I do, Your Majesty. My judgment was clouded by memories of the past, and I made a memorial to pay my respects in secret. But I did not intend to mock you. Your Majesty, judge me.
You've been accused of treason, yet you only admit to having clouded judgment? Are you not aware? That is not admission! Gaotan!
Yes.
Consort Jing is to be confined to Jiliwa Palace to reflect on her actions. She's not allowed to leave. Once she has reconsidered, report to me at once.
Your Majesty!
I have already punished her, as you have wished. What more do you want?
Is confinement sufficient for such a crime?
What do you want me to do? Huh? Strangle her with wires? Is that what you want? You have committed a crime. Your wages are halved. This place is a mess. Clean it at once.
Understood, Your Majesty. It shall be done.
The Empress must be tired. Go and rest. There has been a number of trifles now. You must learn how to ease my burden.
Make way! Your Majesty, are you returning to Wu Ying Hall or...
Gao-chan, don't you think that today's matter's a bit too coincidental?
What do you mean?
Prince Jing is being questioned, while Consort Jing is being targeted by the Empress.
Perhaps that Consort Jing and her son are having some bad luck?
No. No. A fool like you wouldn't understand at all.
Your Majesty, what was the Empress's urgent issue?
That woman was just overreacting. Pay no mind to it. Well, let's continue then. Where did we leave off?
The Grand Court of Review.
Right, the Grand Court. Let's continue the topic. You, stand up.
Thank you, Your Majesty. After I said that I couldn't have broken into the Xuanjing Bureau, Director Shaw changed his story. He claimed that the traitor was robbed at the Grand Court of Review, correct?
I did not change my story. From the beginning, I was...
All right, if that is the case, what are you trying to imply, Director Shaw? Are you saying my capital guards were outside the Grand Court of Review, causing confusion and stopping your pursuit of the criminal? My guards outside the Xuanjing Bureau did have a conflict with you. That much is true. If Director Shah had accused me on this alone, I will admit my guilt of improperly disciplining my men. However, they made no contact with any person from Xuanjing Bureau outside the Grand Court of Review. Director Shah, do you insist on blaming me for losing your prisoner?
Jing'an,
I was here when Director Shah came to report.
he never made accusations. He only reported that the prisoner was robbed, and that the Capitol Guards hindered their pursuit outside Xuanxing Bureau. You were summoned here for questioning, because His Majesty saw it and suspected you. So if you truly are innocent, all you really have to do is to refute each claim against you. There's no need to be aggressive towards Director Shah.
Tell me, Brother Yu, were you present during the scene?
I was not.
Do you have an imperial decree allowing you to investigate this case?
I don't.
So if you do not consider yourself a witness, nor are you investigating, you have nothing to do with this. His Majesty's right there. Brother Yu, why are you in such a rush to speak on behalf of Director Shah?
All I'm doing is speaking the truth, and now you're being aggressive towards me? It's clear that you're the guilty one here. His Majesty was correct about you. You act without manners. Just look at how you speak to your elder brother! With that lawless temper of yours, there's no way you would be involved in this. Who is Wei Zheng? He's an accomplice of Lin Shu. Everyone here is aware of how you and Lin Shu treat each other like brothers. Who else other than you would ever pull this sort of stunt? Your Majesty, I know that I have no evidence. I didn't wish to speculate, but I was merely acting under Your Majesty's orders. It is only natural that Prince Jing will do his best to defend himself against such an accusation. It seems that we are at an impasse. This is true. We'll never be able to get to the bottom of a matter as heavy as breaking into office and releasing a criminal if we just stand here and argue. Please order an investigation. Once the truth is found, no one will be able to deny their guilt. Your Majesty, the criminal was last seen in the Xuanxing Bureau. Normally I would not face Your Majesty until I have fulfilled my duty. However, this is a complex case, and it involves various members of the imperial family. Therefore, I ask that Your Majesty issue a decree so as to avoid any interference while the investigation is being conducted.
That being said, we have not come to a conclusion, despite all this arguing. Shazhang,
Your Majesty,
since you are overseeing Wei Jing's case, you handle this. I want you to get to the bottom of this, understood?
as you wish.
However, do not question anyone from Prince Jing's manor who did not go out today. If you need to question any of his people, you are to notify him first, to avoid dispute. Jing'an, you are under heavy suspicion. You must understand. If Director Shah has sufficient reason to question anyone from your manor, you should not intervene. Understood, Your Majesty.
I thank you, Prince Jing. If I may, I would like to bring in an important person for questioning right away. Your Majesty, allow me to take my leave. This person is highly intelligent, capable of predicting the future. I'm afraid that if I'm too late, he would leave.
And who would that be?
Chief of the Zhangzhou Alliance, Meichangsu.
Meichangsu?
Feiliao, you're either arranging flowers or picking them. Is that what young Master Lin taught you? Oh.
Are those for me? Thank you, I love them. Chenping, where do you think I should put these?
Chief,
Huh?
Meichangsu?
Does Your Majesty remember him?
Of course I remember him. I had appointed him as proctor of the princess's essay exam. That's right. He is a very talented man, and is dedicated to this country. If it weren't for his ill health, I would make full use of him. So then, are you telling me that he has been in close contact with Jingyan there during his time here?
Your Majesty, I do not wish to assume, but I believe that everyone is fully aware of who Meichangsu works for.
Who is it? That is your interpretation. After he was recognized by His Majesty, all the distinguished individuals of the realm were clamoring to meet him. Lady Niwang praised him highly. Shadong and Shachun of Xuanjing Bureau also became his guests. Meichangsu lives in a house recommended by Commander Meng. Brother Yu has also visited his home, far more times than I. Furthermore, Prince Shan and Prince Yu have sent him the most number of gifts, as I recall. Now that I mention it, I'm ashamed, as I have yet to send Master Su a decent gift. With all that in mind, how did you arrive at the conclusion that Meichangsu works for me?
That's perfect, then. Because if Meichangsu is not under your employ, then you wouldn't mind if I were to summon him for interrogation, correct?
Shajang, why would you want to question him if he truly has no affiliation with Prince Jing in any capacity?
Your Majesty, the rebels that broke into the Xuanqing Bureau were skilled masters of martial arts. There is no one in the city who could organize so many skilled masters other than the chief of the Zhangzhuo Alliance. Therefore, interrogating Meichangsu could prove fruitful for us.
It's easy to charge anyone. Do you think that the Jiangsu Alliance alone has killed masters? The Xuanjing Bureau will become a huge laughingstock for such baseless claims!
I only wish to question him, so why are you so nervous, Prince Jing? Master Su was an honored guest of His Majesty. Why would I wish to hurt him? As long as he is able to prove his innocence to His Majesty, I assure you that not a single strand of his hair will leave his head. I can promise you this.
Your Majesty, you know that Meichangsu is a sickly man. He is also a renowned scholar, and the court should pay reverence for such acclaimed talent. What will they say if we humiliated him without proper reason? Furthermore, the Xuanjing Bureau is a direct subordinate of the Emperor. If a mistake has been made, and the people find out, they will denounce you, not Director Shah.
You are exaggerating this, Jingyan. As you said earlier, Meichangsu is closer to me than with you. This is not a big deal. Regardless of his fame, he is still a subject of his court, so no exception should be made. His Majesty has placed his faith in Director Shah. Are you saying that you don't? All he will do is ask Meichangsu a few questions. Is there a need to get so heated? With the way you're acting, even I'm beginning to think that you're suspicious.
Shajang, conduct the investigation. Now go. Be thorough. Make sure you are able to confirm everything. Until you have confirmed it all, do not return.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, I believe
That's enough! Are you even aware that you were under suspicion? Do you even have any respect for both the law and your own father? In any case, the Capital Guards have been implicated. If we do not act, how can your innocence be proven? Gao-chan?
Yes.
The Ministry of War will oversee the Capital Guards. Prince Jing is to reflect and is barred from the palace until summoned.
Yes.
When Shajang comes, take failure away. Do not resist.
But Chief...
All right. Chenping will be responsible for communications with Prince Jing, Marquis Yan, and Commander Meng.
All right.
Also, both of you, take good care of this flower. I won't let you off easy if there's a single leaf missing by the time I return.
Master.
Enter.
Enter!
At ease. Stand up and speak. You must be wondering why His Majesty would let me off so easily for a crime as dire as setting a memorial for Consort Chen. I assume the Empress must be wondering the same thing. However, she will never come close to guessing as to why. You are different, as you are quite clever. I am sure that you understand the reason by now.
It was His Majesty's request.
Yes. Yes, it was. His Majesty has had trouble sleeping and has been hallucinating. He's worried that the spirit of Consort Chen still lingers within the palace. So he asked me to make a tablet to calm her. I must say that it is quite the coincidence. Ever since I made the memorial tablet, His Majesty has been sleeping a lot better.
I see. It was your medicine.
You should be more worried about yourself. You're still in trouble after all.
How do you intend to punish me?
You have two choices. The first, go to the disciplinary bureau and leave here covered in white cloth. Or the second, I let you go. And you walk out of this room alive.
Different choices depend on different conditions.
Yes.
I just can't understand why you suspected me and prepared this trap. I have always served you. I never exposed myself, which is why I don't understand.
Every action has its flaws, which is why it's a matter of time.
Just what exactly did I do wrong?
That time, when you left the palace to cry for help from Prince Jing, I had known right away that you were acting as an informant.
But why then? Did I say something wrong back then? All of my actions were precisely carried out, so even if you had suspected that it was a trap, it should have appeared that I was simply a misled pawn. Prince Yu, Xiaojin, and Consort Hui are the ones you should be suspecting, not me.
You have already mentioned the answer to that question. Have you not, my dear? It is as you say. All of what happened was an elaborate trap designed to split apart the close relationship Prince Jing has with Master Meichangsu. Regardless of the events, regardless of whatever signs that were shown, or whoever was involved, it was all to achieve one objective, the most crucial step. The only one that mattered was that news of whatever happened would reach Prince Jing. If you were truly just an innocent person being used by them, why would they just allow all their effort and planning? With the Empress even risking punishment? To depend on a young handmaiden who isn't even under their control, their plan's most crucial key, their entire plan, dependent on an innocent handmaiden who isn't privy to what was happening. What would have happened? What if you forgot to tell the prince what exactly happened? What if that handmaiden was caught and silenced by me? What if she wasn't able to fully repeat what she had heard? What do you think would have happened then? Xiaoxin, you are the most crucial part of this operation. You are definitely one of their people. That was one thing I never had doubts on.
If it had come to this, why do I have the second choice?
I detest killing others. And since you are no longer a threat to me, why should I insist on killing you?
However, you still have conditions.
Yes.
Tell me what they are.
I want you to confess. The details of the ploy. How they talked. How it was planned. How it was carried out. How the plan was kept hidden. As well as the end goal. Tell them every detail. I want you to reveal to them and explain thoroughly the entire plan to them.
It's already done. Why do you want me to do this for you?
This is not for me. It's for Jingyan. He has to hear it.
He's an extremely frail man. Give him 2 more blankets. I don't want him freezing to death just yet.
Yes. You don't plan on questioning him today?
He will stay here for 2 nights. To know how it feels.
Your Highness.
What is it?
Xiaozhang went to Master Su's home and arrested him.
And his people just let him?
Master Su must have arranged it. His people didn't resist.
I see. So that's what he meant.
Meant by what?
He told me to get ready before entering the palace. My mother may be implicated, and then he said... He said that.
Also,
Also what?
it's not important. We can talk about it later.
He cut himself off and said nothing more. I see. He must have known that Xiaozhang would capture him.
Xiaozhang is brutal. Master Su is weak. Will he be okay?
Oh no. I have to go to Xuanjing Bureau.
Your Highness, His Majesty has you confined. You are not allowed near the palace.
But I insisted on rescuing Wei Jing. I can't let him suffer for it.
All we can do is to trust in Master Su's plan. This is the reason why he told you to restrain yourself. I'm sure that Master Su is smart enough to deal with Sha Zhang.
I'm not worried about his intelligence.
I understand. However, if Master Su were to be here now, would he agree with you acting so rashly?
You may go.
Yes.
Master Su, you've been here for 2 whole nights now. Have you slept well?
Thanks to your kindness. I did.
It had never occurred to me that the leader of the most powerful sect in the realm would be such a delicate and sickly man.
I am unlike you, however. You look exactly how one would expect the director of the Xuanjing Bureau would look.
Master Su, you are well educated as well as experienced. Do you have any idea where we are right now?
A bees? The realm of man-eaters. Those who dwell here aren't men, but rather beasts and demons.
Your words flatter me. I'm just a man who's proficient in flaying a person's skin and exposing their innards for all to see. Please sit down.
Thank you.
I don't normally invite people in here, but whenever I do, there is no hope of escaping. Unless I release you myself.
I don't intend on escaping.
Prince Jing has been made aware that you have been brought here, but he won't be of help to you. He can't even save himself right now.
Director Shah, This tea is terrible. You should investigate the Bureau's quartermaster first for misappropriating tea money.
I heard you are quite the talented man, and that you're strong-willed despite your frail body. However, I have dealt with many strong-willed men before. Would you like to hear about it?
Of course I do. I'm all ears, Director.
I once led an investigation concerning the embezzlement of military funds. The suspect in question was an old and weathered army general, strong as an ox and just as stubborn as one. But after spending only 2 days here, he gave up on all of his associates.
He did? I heard that he had lost his mind.
That was after he had confessed. I couldn't just allow him to go insane. Not after he had given me the names. I'm always rather careful about that. Now, I don't know if you would like to go ahead and confess or stay here a few more days like the general.
I'd better confess then.
Is the prince in?
He is. I believe he's in the library or the sitting room.
Now, what act would you like me to confess to? My collusion with Prince Jing? I admit to it. I have been working with him for a while. In the case of Wei Chen, it was his idea, and I planned it. That day, we broke into the Xuanxing Bureau and noticed that the security was too lax. We figured it was a trap, so we decided to retreat. Of course, we couldn't have managed it alone, thanks to the Capitol Guards. We managed to evade capture. We did it without any losses as well. Then my spy noticed your rather strange behavior, so he followed you. Straight to the Grand Court of Review. We learned that Wei Zheng was there. And then, we chose to attack again, finally rescuing Wei Zheng from captivity and getting him out safely. We battered you so badly in our excitement. And that's how it all happened that time. Is there anything else you didn't understand?
Are you fully aware of what you just confessed to me?
Yes, I am. You can take everything I've just said and write it all down. After I sign it, you can present it to the Emperor, and this case will be over. So in this way, we can all save ourselves the trouble.
Now I understand what you're trying to do to me here.
I am entirely at your mercy. What other plans could I have?
This is a very serious case we're dealing with. I have no evidence on hand. Yet here you are convincing me to rely on your word. If I do this, the Emperor will want to question you himself. You will then deny your confession in front of the Emperor. You will claim I forced a confession out of you, that I did this to frame Prince Jing. Worst of all, you may even be able to make the Emperor believe it.
You really are a clever thinker. You came up with such a great idea. I thank you.
Meichangsu! Don't be so arrogant. You ex-stubborn even under such conditions. Would you like to experience my gruesome methods firsthand?
Director Shah, I still don't understand what you mean. I've already confessed everything. Why would you call me stubborn? Look at me. Look at how frail I am. Obviously, I do not wish to experience your methods. I've already said it. All of this was Prince Jing's idea. What more do you want from me? Do not tell me that you want me to implicate even more people. Is that what you want?
I want everything to be clear. Tell me, where is Wei Zheng now?
He left the capital.
Impossible.